So this is what we'll be exploring today, how blockchain transaction works. So when I send money to you using the blockchain, what goes on under the hood? How does it work? Is it that the money will just disappear from my wallet and appear in your wallet? So this is like understanding what goes on behind the scenes. Okay. So firstly, we'll explore the mechanics of consensus mechanism and cryptocurrency transactions. We're also going to explore. We're also going to explore. We're also going to understand the role of miners and nodes, right? We are also going to discuss crypto wallet and security mechanisms, and then finding any information with the blockchain explorer. We are supposed to start on Monday. So for us to cover all this week, I have to compress 2 days class today in 1 hour. So just come with me. I'll be sure to break a lot of things down. So blockchain consensus mechanisms. That's what you want to write in your heading. Blockchain consensus mechanism. So consensus means overall agreements. Okay. So I actually ran a consensus at the beginning of this call. I said, guys, should we start this call now, or we should wait for the latecomers to join before we start? Everybody said what? We should start. Everybody said yes, we should start now so that we finish early. That was a consensus. So blockchain consensus mechanism is just how we get the mechanism of getting an agreement in a blockchain. Now, mind you, I already spoke and explained earlier on that when it comes to blockchain, it is decentralized. There's no one central authority, in the sense that for some of us, the most basic form of centralization we have is our family. Our father is the head of the house. So let's say as a child, you're craving chips and fried egg with, let's say, custard this night. And what your father wants to eat is, he wants to take, let's say, pasta with boiled plantain and fried fish. But that's not your craving. This is your craving. So I want to ask you, who do you think has the final consensus? Is it your craving or your father's craving? Of course, the head of the family, right? He's the final authority. So it is anything that he wants to eat. That is what automatically the whole family eats. Mind you, this does not happen in all families. So in the family I come from, it happens that way. But I know that some of you here came out of white families that are, is it affluent? Is that the word I would like to say? That are affluent, right? So you would not want to. Some of you have things like that. But for me, one of the things I know is that anything our father wants to eat that the whole family eats. So that's just simply what consensus means. It's like an overall agreement. So here I took consensus at the beginning of this call where I asked the question that should we start this this class, or should we continue? And everybody affirmed and said we should start, right? So what was written here is consensus means an overall agreement, a very important component of the blockchain technology. Instead of the authority for keeping account being centralized in a single entity, like a bank server or the other centralized payment system, cryptocurrency uses a distributed ledger or blockchain to record information. All consensus mechanisms aim to secure the network by making it expensive to attack the network. It's more profitable to protect it. So therefore, a general rule for the agreement is needed between all nodes participants in the blockchain to secure the network or carry out an operation on the blockchain. All this English I read now is just still based back on what? On that single thing that I explained, right? How decisions are being made. So most times, consensus mechanism, the aim of consensus mechanism is to secure the network, right? By making it very expensive to attack the network. For example, now, the example I gave about the father and choosing what the family eats. The main aim of that consensus is what? Is to choose which food to cook. But on blockchain, it's not about food, it's about security. How do we protect this our blockchain, So some people be like, you know what? Let us put 25 different passwords. I'm giving a very I'm giving a very like simple example, right? So some people like, no, let's put 30 passwords. Say, 30 password is too much. What if we now come to open it and we only have 29, we don't have one? So that is just like simply what it means. But in this case, right, it involves using of tokens, using of money, right, to protect the blockchain from attack. It's just like your house now, for example. Let's say some of you in your house, you have what we call bulletproof doors. While some people just have some door that is protecting, people to know that somebody's at home or somebody's not at home. So it's just like the more your money, the less likely a thief will successfully break into your house. So that's how I want you people to look at this. The whole big English I spoke here, this is just simply what it means so that I don't get you guys lost. Please, are we together? If you are together, please, can you type carry on in the chat box? Let me be sure that we are together. Just type carry on in the chat box. Miss Oma, are they typing carry on?
Yes, the responses are coming in. They're typing carry on.
Okay, then, so let's proceed. Someone is unmuted. Who is the person? Please mute yourself, guys, so that we don't have any problem. Okay, awesome. So now blockchain consensus mechanism. So the consensus mechanism is also like algorithm serves for three purposes. Now, number one is to verify the legitimacy of transaction. Are we together? Confirm the legitimacy of a transaction so that to avoid double spending. Double spending means like sending money twice. It's just that basic. For some of you, when you send money from your bank app, you figure out that the money actually went twice instead of going once. So this is something that blockchain consensus mechanisms also solve. And how does it solve it? It's just like I gave an example. I want to send money from my OPay to Miss Soma's GT Bank. And when I put her GT Bank account number, something has to pop up to show me her name to confirm, because if that account number doesn't give me a name, let's say she gives me an account number and I put the account number, and what I'm seeing is Jumoke Ade Bola. You understand? And I'll be like, no, Miss Oma, this is not your account number. That means the legitimacy of this transaction has to have a problem. Okay, so to understand that this transaction went once, or sometimes when you send money once, it will look like if it has not sent or it has sent. All those are like what involves the legitimacy of the transaction. Second is to create new digital currencies / blocks and reward miners for performing the task. So most times the people that are responsible for verifying the legitimacy of these transactions are called miners, and you want to write this in miners and validators, depending on the type of blockchain consensus mechanisms, right? So this number two. So to create new currencies or blocks and reward miners for performing tasks. So most times the people that are involved in verifying this the legitimacy of this transaction are being rewarded. Okay. So the consensus also helps, right, to create new digital currencies or blocks. When a new block is created, that means a new transaction is being performed. Remember, I used the illustration in our last class to explain to you that if we have 5 blocks that are intertwined together like a chain, these normal blocks that you use to build the house, the first block is called the Genesis block. I said it that day. And then we have first block called Genesis block. Then we have block 2, block 3, block 4, block 5. Each of those blocks is carrying a single information, is storing a single information. So now, for block 6 to be created, that means a new information needs to be stored. So that information cannot be stored in block 5. So it has to be stored in block 6. And that is why a new block has to be what? Has to be created. The third, number 3, is increase or contribute to the security of the network with incentive given towards contributors. This is just like what I explained earlier on, right? Which is the main aim of consensus mechanism, helping to secure the network. Okay, so sorry guys, can you hear me? Stella, can you hear me? Hope I'm not breaking.
No, you're not breaking. We can hear you.
Okay, awesome. So now let's move to blockchain consensus mechanism. Now, mind you, there are different blockchain consensus mechanisms. We're just only going to be talking about 2 because these 2 are the most used blockchain consensus mechanism. And so far, actually, you guys have been seeing them. It's just that some of you just say it, or it's just like you know it, but you don't really understand how it works. Mind you, just know that everything we are discussing now is what happens when you want to send a transaction, right? Like what I told you is what happens under the hood. Who is unmuted?
It's a miracle. Somebody was raising her hand. Zainab,
Oh,
she was raising her hand.
yeah, Zainab, you want to say something? Zainab Ibrahim Muhammad.
Yes, you said something for us. Yes, I want to say something. You made mention of number 3, after creating new cryptocurrency. The last one you just mentioned, I was unable to write it down. Can you please come again?
Okay, so I said the last one was
Number 3.
I think you had number 3 is increase or contribute to the security of the network with incentives given to contributors. Increase or contribute to the security of the network with incentives given to contributors. Remember, I spoke about that they use money to secure the network, right? It's just like in your house. Imagine you have a door of 4 million, a bulletproof door of 4 million naira, and you have another door that's the carpenter, maybe Malam Jato, that is close to you in your streets, right? Fixed for you, and what he collected for that door is 40,000 naira. Both of them, when you use it, which particular one is more likely to safeguard your house from threats and thieves? Definitely to be that bulletproof door, the one you bought for 4 million naira. So it's just like the higher the amount, the higher the security. I hope that makes sense. So that's just what I was trying to explain. Zainab, are you good?
Yes.
Yeah, you can meet yourself.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes, thank you. I'm good.
So we, like I said, this we have several blockchain consensus mechanisms. Now, for all of you writing, I want you to write on the side of your book. Go and learn about 5 different more blockchain consensus mechanism. Aside these 2, go and learn about 5. When I say go and learn, don't just go and know their names. You understand? Don't just go and learn their names. Ensure that beyond their names, you also know how they operate. You also know how they work. Some of you will be reading some technical documents, and trust me, by the time you understand these particular ones I'm trying to explain here, once you get to those ones, the understanding will not be a problem for you. So we have 2 here. We have proof of work and proof of stake. You want to write it proof of work and what? Proof of stake. It's short proof of work, the short form is POW. Proof of stake, the short form is POS. I don't know if some of you have actually come across maybe where blockchain developers were talking about POS, and you think maybe they are talking about this POS that we use to withdraw money, right? But unfortunately, it's not that. So when you hear blockchain, Okay. So when you do the what was it? So the POS, right? I don't mean this one that we do with money point or something. Okay. This is not the point of sale, right? It's not this point of sale POS. It's like proof of stake. So now let me break it down. I'll start with one and then I'll move to the other one. Please don't get confused and be writing. Anywhere you get confused, you guys saw what Zainab did. She did not understand and she called me back. Okay, like I said, I wanted to be very fast. I'm even very, very slow like this because I want you people to understand. Now, in this proof of work mechanism, it implies that some complex and expensive computer calculation that is called mining has to be done in order to create a group of blocks or transaction on the blockchain. This proof of work is done using special hardware devices, GPUs and CPUs, and one of the blockchain that uses this proof of work model is called what? Bitcoin. Now let me explain to you. If you're doing any transaction on the Bitcoin blockchain, there is something we call mining rig. Mind you, I'm going to explain what mining is, right? I'll explain what cryptocurrency mining is so that you people will now understand that all those hamster combats, all those not coin that you did was not really mining per se, right? That's not like the main mining. You will now understand what mining is and why sometimes when you see these things about mining, most of your idolos in crypto don't want to follow you and be tapping your Telegram phone. By this time last year, I'm sure a lot of us were tapping. We're tapping, and then at the end of the day, after tapping for 6 months, we are not even able to get any tangible outcome or money from it. So now, right, there are these big complex computers, right? We call them mining rig. So what they do is that for every transaction that you do, remember I spoke about cryptography the last time. For those of you who wrote about cryptography, and I explained that it was a complex mathematical problem that anybody who ends up solving it is somebody that will now gain access, right, to its to the network, right? I explained that that was one of the ways that we can secure one of the security measures of blockchain. So now, for proof of work, there is a computer that once you send a transaction, right, there is a hardware device that decodes that transaction. So in the process of that computer decoding that transactions, it's a kind of complex computer calculation. But what it's just trying to do is just trying to maybe verify if this transaction that you're trying to do, right? Remember what I mentioned here, verify the legitimacy of a transaction. So that is what that computer is trying to do. And at the end of the day, when it does it, when it verifies the legitimacy and then it executes that transaction, what has happened there, right, is called mining. So this proof of work, it is done with like special hardware devices. So for some of you who have been opportune, you might want to go and check mining rig, Bitcoin mining rig. You want to write it. Once you browse it, you're going to see there are a lot of Bitcoin mining rigs in Nigeria. I think there's some in Abuja that I'm aware of. There was when me and some of my friends used to own one, right? That after every week or every month, we have amounts that we get. The mining rig, right? It needs 24 hours network, right? Access to the internet, and it also needs 24 hours power supply. So that's why most times as a Nigerian, you can't do it here. Most guys have mining rigs in their homes overseas because you can stay. Well, if you are there, you can be there for like 3 years, and the light does not even shake. So this is how the proof of work, right, states. So what does this mean? So that means that in this proof of work as a consensus mechanism, right, it is a way by which the Bitcoin blockchain makes a decision, right, by the people that are able to make this decision are people we call the miners. That means the people that use their hardware devices to what? To verify the legitimacy of what? Of transaction. Is anybody confused? Or everybody is good? Somebody has to be confused. I know. Who is that? Unmute yourself, please. I didn't say Salome, you know, confused. I know. You know what? Okay, now let me explain this to you. Let me explain it. I'm not going to go there again. That's why I usually use real life stuff. Why you people did not understand is that I've actually spoiled you from first. Always using simple things to explain this complex stuff for you. And it's always time wasting for me, right? I'm sure that if I did not use real life stuff, what you're conversant with to explain these complex things for you, some of you would have picked where the understanding is now. So this is what it means, right? So we are currently 33 on this call, right? Now, there are some of us, all of us here might have a Bitcoin wallet, but not all of us we have not all of us we have the permission to make a decision on the Bitcoin blockchain. The only people that will have that power to make decisions in the Bitcoin blockchain are people that we call miners. And in 33 of us, only 4 of us are miners. And as miners, what do? We have a computer. It's a very big computer. It's like fridge. That's how mining rigs. Some of you, I want to go and let me see if I can type it in the chat box. So you go and browse about it. Right? So you might those of us who have that mining rig, of course, that Bitcoin mining rig is tied to a wallet. Remember, in the blockchain, in the blockchain network, each of us as persons are known by our wallet addresses. We are not known by our what's it called? We are not known by our names. So here in this call, we are known. What do you know? What we are known by? We are known by our emails. Our emails are our identity. But on the blockchain network, our identity is our wallet address. Your wallet address might have a name, but what am I trying to say? Your wallet address might have a name, which is not a problem, but the main identity is what is the wallet address, not the name attached to it. For example, on this call, Mesoma is a name. 4 people can use this exact, more than 10 people can use this exact name Mesoma use on their email. But if Mesoma's email is Mesoma as a woman 123@gmail.com, nobody can use that particular email again. It has to be only what's individual to her. So that is why I said in this call, our identity is tied to our email, not the names that we are seeing. Because your name is Michelle, Ayomide Muftao, Appa Emmanuel, does not mean that is your identity. The main identity on this call is what? Is your email, because nobody can duplicate it. It's for you and you alone. So on the on any blockchain network, your identity is what? Is your wallet address. Now, most of this Bitcoin mining rig are always tied to a particular wallet address. So the way we are 33 or 34 here, how we are able to know ourselves is what? Is by our wallet address on the Bitcoin blockchain. So the people that are able to make decisions on that Bitcoin blockchain are the people that their wallet address is tied to a mining rig. That is people that help validate transaction in the network. That process of validating transaction in the network is what we call mining. Okay, is what we call mining. So proof of work simply means that the way that because all of us here now, right, are in Bitcoin blockchain, does not mean that it's all of us that can approve transaction. The only people that are allowed to approve transaction are people that are miners. And that is why it is known as proof of work. And those miners are the only people that are allowed to make decisions. Let me give you guys an example. Some of you here are Igbos, but for some of you who are not Igbos, let me tell you that there are some times that a particular decision in Igbo land are being made by the Umuada. There are a set of women known as the Umuadas. So if you're not an Umuada, you don't have a say in that matter. And that does not mean that you're not a member of that community. It just means that you are not part of the people that are that can actually generate the consensus for that community. So here, what qualifies you to be part of the people that make decision in Bitcoin blockchain is what is your proof of work. That is why we say the proof of work what mechanism, consensus mechanism. You understand? Because as you are validating transaction, you are working. Is that proof of work that makes you eligible to be able to make decision in the Bitcoin blockchain? So guys, are we together? Is that clearer now? Who is still lost? Uzoma, you should bring your hands down now. It is because of this your hand that I've been talking since. Or are you still confused? Is anybody still confused? Okay, it's clearer now.
Mr. Miracle, are you still there?
Yes, I am. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
So I'm still here. I just want to be sure that everybody can understand me. So I would move to the next one now. So if you know you understand this thing I said, can you just type POW in the chats? POW, that signifies proof of work. If you know you understand what I just explained, type POW in the chats. Somebody say POW, but I don't want to mine again. Nobody's telling you to go and mine here, please. Anybody telling you to mine in your DM, please don't listen to that person. I will not come and tell you. Only 2 people understand. I'm only seeing 2 people typing POW. Is everything fine? Please mute yourself, guys. Nobody should do the mistake of unmuting. POW. I just want to see, just to be sure that people can follow. If you understand, type POW. Okay, I like Michelle's energy is actually top of the roof. So now I'll proceed to the next one. Okay, I'll proceed to the next one, which is proof of stake. So in your writing, you want to write something like POS, called proof of stake. That's the next one. Proof of what? Stake. So now proof of stake is, according to what they wrote here, they said it is the proof of POS mechanism is the next step in cryptocurrency evolution, which promotes further decentralization. It removes the technical and expensive proof of work environment and allows anyone with a modern computer to support the security of the blockchain. Here, you do the staking of tokens. ETH uses both proof of work and proof of stake mechanisms. Now, let me break this down. So for proof of stake, remember proof of work, right? You have to have a mining rig. Okay, you have to have like a mining rig. When you have that mining rig, now as of 2019 to 2021, when we obtained a mining rig, then mining rig was $1,000, and at that time, $1,000 was 430,000 naira. That was then. Oh, inflation had not yet hit anybody, right? Mining rig was $1,000 then. So imagine, it's not everybody that was able to afford $1,000 that time. So something, and then it's not even the $1,000 that is the problem. Then we spend around $50 to $100 monthly to run that mining rig because, like I said, there has to be constant electricity that does not shake even one bit. And aside constant electricity, they also have to be what's it called? We also have to have this thing called we also have to have um, you also have to have constant network, internet network. Then Starlink was not even around, so it's all this other network this thing that we use. So for proof of stake, bar, this is what it happens. You bring your token, and you stake it. Some of us, we all understand what stake is. For those of you who don't understand what stake is, the closest example I can give to you on staking is just like fixed deposit account, where you take your money to a bank. For those of you who are, there's something we call fixed deposit account, that you deposit your money. Let's say you deposit 10 million naira. You tell them that you don't want this 10 million naira to the next 5 years or 10 years, because maybe that is when your son will be done with secondary school and you want to use the money to train him in university. So, and you know that you have a problem yourself. One of your biggest problem is that any money you have, like you can spend money for Africa. So the way you can able to contain it is, I'm telling you what the reason why people open fixed deposit accounts, right? So, but the thing is that there's always a high return in the fixed deposit account. They keep paying you for what you want. They keep paying you for, that money you locked with your bank. So that's just how staking is. Staking is just like, you know what, this is my cryptocurrency, this is my money. I want to lock it, right? And use it because I have locked my funds. I can be able to make decisions in this particular chain, in this particular network, because any bad decision I make would in turn affect me because I have already locked my cryptocurrencies with them. It's just like, let me give you an example. Everybody have shares in a particular company, but they said that because you have shares, it's not enough for you to come and start making decisions. If not, somebody will just wake up one day and say, please, I think we should sell the company. And then they will now call meeting now. Say, if you want us to sell the company, say yes. People will say yes. If you want us not to sell the company, say no. So before you make those decisions, right, they will say, okay, your shares, you have to lock your shares, right? For example, or let me not use it that way. Imagine as workers in a particular organization. People are workers, there's accountant, there's cleaner, there is security official, manager, and all of that in a particular company. But when we call for company meeting, the only people that are allowed, the only workers that are allowed to speak are the workers that have share with the particular company, right? Let's say the company is a company like Coca-Cola now. So if the gateman have share with Coca-Cola and the general manager does not have one share, that means anything the gateman said will be held in high regard than what the manager will say, because any decision he's making, right, in that particular company has the capability to either destroy his shares, right, or actually make the share increase in value. So he would want to be careful because he knows that there is something at stake. So that's where proof of stake consensus mechanism comes into play, right? You lock your particular token so that as you are approving transactions and you're making decision in the network, right? It's you have something at stake, you have something to lose. I'm using this as a layman's so that you guys can be able to understand. So that is how we have proof of work and we have what proof of stake. In proof of work, you have to have what a special hardware device. While in proof of stake, you have to give up your tokens, right? And say, hold it, lock it for me, so that I can be able to have the decision to make this. It's just like going to borrow money for a bank and they collect collateral, right? If you like use that money to go to club and do obele, at the end of the day, once you have obele finish, there's something that you have to lose. It's either you lose your house or you lose your car. Please, if you understand this, can you type fire on in the chat box? If you understand this, can you type fire on in the chat box? If you don't understand, right, don't fire on. No. If you don't understand, right, don't fire on. No. Sharp. I like this energy. I like the energy. I'm even clapping for you people. I like the fact that it's either that you guys are smart students or I'm a good teacher, but I think that you guys are the smart students. I don't think I can teach very well. It's not something I'm very good with. So we move to the next part, which is proof of stake. Proof of stake. Proof of stake is just like, you know what, this is my token. cryptocurrency mining. So that's a new subheading for those of you who want to write. Cryptocurrency what? Mining. Cryptocurrency mining. So in cryptocurrency mining, here in the write-up, it says it is a process, right? It is a process in which transactions for various forms of cryptocurrencies are verified and added to the blockchain digital ledger. It is the process in which transactions of various forms of cryptocurrency are verified and added to the blockchain digital ledger. Crypto mining adds blocks containing unconfirmed transactions and information to the records of past transactions on the blockchain. The mining processes involve competing with other crypto miners to solve complicated mathematical problems slash puzzle with cryptographic hash functions that are associated with a block containing the transaction data. Being the first to solve that complex puzzle accurately earns the miner some crypto called block reward. Called what? Block reward. Now, I have to find an easy way to explain this thing. So this is it, right? I explained to you that miners are the people that legitimately what? That confirm the legitimacy of a transaction, especially in the proof of work consensus mechanism. Okay, so here it is actually the first to solve that complex puzzle or that complex mathematical problem that is the person that will successfully what approve that particular transaction. And here you now say, is it by typing very fast? Most times it is by how good the processor of your mining rig is. Then when we were doing mining rig, there's a mining rig for $1,000, there's a mining rig for $20,000, there's a mining rig for $10,000. The fast how $10,000 mining, the fastness is what is not the same with that of $1,000. And then most times miners look at the block reward before making that decision. So as a miner now that I am, if I know that approving this transaction is only going to give me $2, and I know another transaction that is going to give me $5, what am I using $2 transaction to do? I would rather go with that particular one of $5. So most times, right, the first to do it accurately earns the crypto, which is known as what? Block reward. Remember, after you solve a particular transaction, a new block is created. I explained to you guys that. So that is what just all this big English is saying. Okay, don't get lost and let us proceed. Now let's take a look at Bitcoin as a case study. So as we mentioned earlier, in order to encourage miners and mining, thus increasing security of a blockchain, each block contains a reward of new coins. That reward is released to the miner that successfully solves the block puzzle. The process of mining using the SHA-256 algorithm therefore generates Bitcoin per block every 10 minutes. Someone is saying something. Does someone want to draw my attention to something?
Yeah, yes, sir. I said I can't see your screen anymore, sir.
If you can see my screen, guys, can you type I can see? Just to be sure. If you can see my screen, can you type I can see? Okay, I think Marcus, you just have to leave the call and join back because that's where the issue is coming from.
Okay, sir. I'll do that.
So sorry, can you guys hear me now? Okay, awesome. So gosh, I really don't want to take this explanation of this one self is going to disrupt everything. Miners will compete to be the first person to solve the mathematical puzzle using their expensive hardware. Now, those hardware are like the mining rig is like the operating system that is they're running on is ASICS and also GPUs. First person to solve the math and add the pending transaction to the blockchain mines the block and receive the block reward of some bitcoins. So let me now explain again. Let me break something down to you. So imagine I want you guys to have a like put it in your head, right? Draw a draft out like a diagram in your head about people mining for gold. Now for gold, right? When you are mining gold, you are not the one. It's not only gold. Like you don't see gold in its pure form. Most time it is mixed with sand. So it has to be like selected before you now see the pure gold, right? So now imagine that every of this block that there is gold inside, right? But the thing is just that you have to open the block, right, and solve any issue inside, any problem that it has. Let's put it like let's say there's a box, right? For every box you answer every question correctly inside, you have a reward. So we have 70 people that enter the particular room, and then it is anybody that is the first to solve the particular problem in that box. That is the person that receives the reward for the box. I don't know if that makes sense. That is just what here is just trying to say. It's nothing big, nothing complex, right? So here is the Bitcoin tokenomics and Bitcoin halving. We are still on the proof of work consensus mechanism. We did not really dive so much on the proof of stake. Now let me break something down. When we say tokenomics, tokenomics simply means token economics, right? Tokenomics simply means what? Token economics. You want to write that down. Tokenomics is gotten from token and then economics. So it's just known as, when you bring two of them together, it is known as what? Tokenomics. So now, Bitcoin halving. Some of us must have heard Bitcoin halving, but we really did not understand what it is. Remember in our first class, I spoke about something, right? I spoke about the circulating supply of Bitcoin, right? Is currently the total supply of Bitcoin is currently 21 million. That means in this whole world, you can never you can never get more than you can never get more than 21 Bitcoin. I don't know if that makes sense. Okay. So no matter what you do, you cannot print more Bitcoins the way you can print more cash. Okay. So the total supply of Bitcoin is 21. You see here. So let's reach so that I will explain based on what we have read. There are only 21 million Bitcoin to ever be created or minted, and these coins are generated and brought up into circulation through the process of mining and activities of miners. So every 4 years, Bitcoin undergoes a major event that is known as Bitcoin halving. The system was designed in such a way that every 4 years, the reward gotten from validating transaction is halved in the real sense. increasing the network difficulty and security. Cost of mining each Bitcoin increases. Now, let me explain. The first set of blocks to be mined was done by Satoshi Nakamoto himself. The block reward was 50 Bitcoins for validating the transaction. If it was sold for a period of 4 years, then it halved after 4 years in 2012, so that the reward was reduced to 25 Bitcoin. The next one happened in 2016, reducing the block reward to 12.5. Again in 2020, bringing it to 6.25 Bitcoin per block. And so it keep halving every 24 years. From economics experience, reduced supply is equals to increased price. This caused the trading price of Bitcoin to increase as well. Now, let me explain to you. So, at the beginning, right, for people who were mining Bitcoin, right? So, anything we are giving you, remember I said there's a block reward. Do you understand? So, it's just like for this whole 50 years, for the first 4 years, rather, right? Anything that is your block reward, next year, then after the next 4 years, it's going to be half. After the next 4 years, it's going to be half. After the next 4 years, it's going to still be what? It's still going to be what? Still going to be half. This simply means that that block reward that is being given to them. Let's bring back the scenario of those boxes, right? I told you that I brought you guys to a room. I work in a warehouse. A lot of cartons filled everywhere. And I told you guys that for every carton you open and then you label it, to sort it. If what is inside this carton is socks, you write socks and you keep it well. You have 10 naira. So you are doing, and how it works is that the first person that sorts it that gets the reward. Now, for the first 4 years, I'm paying 10 naira for every carton, right? Now, after that first 4 years, it simply means that going forward, what I'll be paid is no longer 10 naira, is what? Is 5 naira. That means I have half the reward. And then after 4 years, I'm not going to be paying for 5 naira. What I'll be paying is 2.5. And then after 4 years, I'm not going to be paying 2.5 again. What I'm going to be paying is 1.25. That is how I will keep halving it. And the point is that once I keep doing it that way, right? According to economics, since the supply of Bitcoin is reducing, there are no longer many Bitcoin in the markets, right? There are no more Bitcoin circulating. The price of Bitcoin begins to increase because it's now scarce. And how we understand how economics works is that anything that is a little bit scarce, it always increases what? In value. So I think I've explained there. Now we'll be moving to cryptocurrency wallets. But before we proceed, please, is anybody lost or we are still yeah, somebody said this is why Bitcoin got so expensive. Yes, that is how Bitcoin got so expensive. Zainab, unmute yourself. Do you understand? Kingan is also quoi? Hello, is Zainab around? Unmute yourself. Zainab. Oh, I don't think Zainab is still here. Salome, you want to say something?
Yes.
Salome, are you a man or a woman?
It's my mom. My mom. She's here with me.
Okay, please say hi to your mom for me.
Okay.
Thank you.
So this every 4 years that they deduct that they have the what will I say, that Bitcoin undergoes each Bitcoin halving. So if after the last 4 years now you have less than what they can have, how will you do it?
Okay, so let me explain to you. Actually, right, how it works is this. I don't want to answer you from a Bitcoin perspective, but I want to answer you from a perspective of how numbers work. If you keep halving, even if you have something till like the 500 units, you don't get to zero. Do you understand? It's just like you get to the half of 0.5 is 0.25. The half of 0.25 is 0.0125. The half of 0.0125 is 0.00625. The half of 0.00625 is 0.00. I don't know if you understand. It's now a game of decimals. So I don't know. They will definitely get to a time when, let's say, I'm not sure they'll get to a time, but in case they get to that time, I would like to see what happens. But the thing is that I can't guarantee what will happen then if we have not gotten there. Remember, everything I'm teaching now is actually out of the experience of what has happened before. I don't know if that makes sense to you. Sorry, what is your name, or are you fine with me calling you Salome?
No, my name is Emmanuel.
Okay, Emmanuel, do you understand?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. So anybody have any question before I proceed? We have a lot to cover. Okay, then I think I'll just go on. So the next is cryptocurrency wallets. For those of you who are writing, cryptocurrency wallets. Sorry, I just want to do something very, very different. Emmanuel, are you there?
Yes, sir.
So I just want to understand, is your mom guiding you, or she's also taking the class with you just to encourage you to learn?
No, she's the one that she paid for me, so she's guiding me.
Is it fine to ask how old you are?
17.
Okay, that's awesome. You have an amazing mother, and a very big shout out to her. I really love what she's doing. Why I am able to relate to you is that when I started, my mom was also like a very big supporter then. Anytime I need money for data, anytime I need money for courses, she's always there to provide for me. And this is how far I have come because of the support. So please ensure that you make this high investment worth it, okay? Focus on the class. Anywhere you have questions, don't fail to unmute yourself, right? And ask that questions, because that's why I'm here. I don't think I've achieved anything if I don't make you understand what you came here to learn. Is that understood? So please tell your mommy thank you on behalf of, I'm also appreciating her on behalf of you, because she really did a great one. She's the real MVP here. So yeah, let's come back to class now. So cryptocurrency wallets, right? So what are cryptocurrency wallets? Now, the way we know, let's come back to, let's not take it too far. The wallets we have, right? We all have wallets. Not that we all have wallets, sha. I would just like to say we all know what wallet is, right? Where you put your money. Most of us as guys, we have a habit of keeping our wallet at the back of our pocket. Sorry. And it's not only money we keep in our wallet, we keep valuables, right? We also keep ID cards. Sometimes when we go and meet people, they give us business cards. We always find somewhere in our wallets to keep it. Okay, so it's not very different from what a crypto wallet is. A crypto wallet is a tool that you can use to interact with a blockchain network. It is also a place where you can store your crypto, just as you would store your fiat in your wallet. Now, mind you, our physical wallet, we just only use it to store things. But in crypto wallets, right? Remember, I spoke about an identity. Your identity in this call is your email address, right? What I said, in a blockchain network, your identity is your wallet address. So for us to have a wallet address, that means we have to have a wallet in the first place. And that is where we now said a wallet helps you to interact with what? A blockchain network. Because without wallet, you can't generate an address. Okay. Please, is there anybody on this call that doesn't know what a wallet address looks like? I'm more than happy to share what a wallet address looks like in the chat box. Is there anybody? You don't know, you have never seen like a wallet address before, you don't know what it looks like. You think maybe it is number 14, Jack on the streets, Lagos Island, or it is number 13, Okpara Avenue, Enugu. So how many of us don't know what's okay? Benjamin, unmute yourself. You don't know what a wallet address look like?
Yes, I don't know.
Okay, awesome. I don't want to, since I'm sharing my screen, I don't want to be the one to share. What's her name? Mesoma, can you share a wallet address in the chat box now? Please do for different networks. If you can do for Solana, Binance Smart Chain, and let's say any other network again, it's fine.
I don't have Solana. Oh. Just
Which
Base
one do you have?
and MetaMask.
Okay,
Base
share
and
it. Share the
MetaMask.
one. It's the same thing. MetaMask is the wallet. Base is the network. So just share the base one. Anybody have Solana wallet address? Yes, just share it. I just want is it Benjamin, right, to see what a wallet address looks like.
Okay, sir. I know.
Oh, you know now.
I know MetaMask, Binance, Bybit, all those stuff like that.
But do you know what a wallet address is? Do you know how it looks? Or you just know what Binance and MetaMask is not a wallet address, mind you.
Okay.
Just calm down. Let me share
Okay,
it for
please
you.
share. Okay.
Who can help? Anybody? Okay, you don't. Okay, there are a lot of people. So this is what a wallet address. Look at what it posted. Is 0x9D8. Oh, Angela and Ngozi. Okay, I think there are a lot of people that doesn't know. Who should share a? Okay, this is what should happen. Miss Oma, let me share you. I don't want to open my wallets on this PC so that since I'm sharing my screen, but let me share like a Solana wallet address so that you kind of share with them. I'll share a Solana wallet address. I'll share Cosmos. They're all like different, right? So I'll just share it in your DM or WhatsApp so that you paste them here. So Miss Oma will be post. Miss Oma, where are you on my WhatsApp? Okay, I've seen you. So this is the Solana wallet address. That is okay. Someone has even shared a Solana address. Fine. So guys, you see, for those of you who have not seen a wallet address, this is what it looks like, right? So it's most times it's a combination of letters, alphabets, letters and alphabet are they different? Numbers and alphabets rather, right? In the alphabet, it's always a mixture of uppercase, lowercase, and and all of that. So this is what a wallet address looks like. So mind you, if if one digit is being removed from any of this, it completely disrupts it. In fact, don't remove it. Let's say, for example, this Solana wallet address that has A6J54KT, right? If this C after 8M is in small letter, it invalidates this wallet address. I don't know if you understand. So that's why most times it's always just copied and pasted because writing it is very, very hard. So, Mr. Benjamin, have you seen what a wallet address look like?
Yes, sir. I've seen it. Thank you,
Okay, then.
sir.
Thank you. You're welcome. So guys, just to be sure that everybody is on this call, everybody on this call is active, I would like everybody to just type wallet address in the chat box. Everybody type wallet address, just type it, wallet address. Ayomide Muftao, mute yourself. Or do you want to say something?
Yes, I would like to ask a question, sir.
Okay.
Yes, please. How do you guys generate this wallet address? For is it when you have the Binance and code? That's when you have the address. Because I don't understand.
Okay. I would explain that we are currently headed there. You guys will
Okay.
understand how we generate wallet address.
Okay.
So I said everybody type wallet address in the chat box. Ayomide Muftau, you have not typed wallet address. I just wanted to be sure because, mind you guys, I want this class to be engaging. I don't want it to be that you're just dropping your phone on the bed and you're in the kitchen doing something and you're just listening to it. If you're not involved, looking at the slides, writing and taking down notes, right? Right? It's going to be very hard for you. So I'll just proceed now. For those of you asking what the how can we get this wallet address, we are headed there now. Okay, so let me just let's get here. So for those of you writing, right, cryptocurrency wallets, cryptocurrency wallets. So a crypto wallet, like we have explained, right, is a tool that you can use to interact with the blockchain network. It's also a place where you can store your crypto just as you store your fiat in your wallet. I've broken these things down, right, about also interaction with the blockchain network. Now, depending on their working mechanisms, they can be divided into 5 main groups. Now, the 5 main groups are: number 1, hot wallets, right? Number 2, cold wallets, hot wallets, cold wallets. Number 3, paper wallets. Number 4, hardware wallets. And number 5, software wallets. I'll go over it again. I'll explain how they work, right? Number 1, hot wallets, cold wallets. Okay. Hot wallets, cold wallets, paper wallets, hardware wallet, and what? And software wallet. I would explain all of them because the explanations are here. Now, maybe you want to write this small subheading called hot wallets. Okay, so a hot wallet is any wallet that is connected somehow to the internet, right? So any wallet that is connected to the internet is a hot wallet. It has some connections to the internet. Okay. That is a hot wallet. So this wallet they are very, very easy to set up, and the funds are quickly accessible, making them convenient for traders and other frequent users. All wallet addresses you see on exchanges are hot wallets. For example, when you create an account on either Yellow Card or Binance and send funds to your wallet, you are depositing into Yellow Cards or Binance hot wallets. This is a little bit complex, but I don't want to go just into that. Okay. So most hot wallets, what you just have to understand is that for any wallet to be called a hot wallet means that it has connection to the internet. Why a cold wallet is a wallet that does not have connection to the internet. So most time it has to be connected to something that has connection to the internet for you to have access to the cold wallet. So I've explained hot and cold wallet at the same time, right? So cold wallet, sometimes it looks like a flash drive, right? It looks like a flash drive. For some of you, let me explain how this cold wallet work. So there's this thing called token, right? Your Zenith Bank token or something. So that is, that token that you have those digits in there, some amounts that you want to transfer that you need that amount in that token. You see, sometimes people wear it in their neck. So that's just how these cold wallets are. Now the next is hardware wallets. Okay. Now these hardware wallets, how do I want to put it to you? I'm trying to explain it. So these hardware wallets are they are physical wallets. Okay. They are physical wallets, and like they are physical electronic device that use a random number generator, RNG. The RNG, right, to generate public and private keys. The keys are then stored in the device itself, which isn't connected to the internet. They look like USB flash most times. They are deemed as one of the most secure alternative. Example is we have Trezor.io, we have Ledger Nano S, and we have SafePal hardware wallets. Now, let me explain something to you. All cold wallets are hardware wallets, right? All cold wallets are what? Are hardware wallets. Or let me put it, all hardware wallets are cold wallets. Yes, that's what I want to say. Guys, can I be heard? Miss Oman, can I be heard?
Yes, we can hear you.
So all hardware wallets are what? They constitute a type of what? A cold wallet, because most of them don't have access to internet. So for those of us who did computer in secondary school, or like back then in high school, we you will hear things like hardware of a computer and then software of a computer. Hardware of a computer are parts of the computer that you can see, feel, and touch. Example: mouse, keyboard, monitor, printer, right? So it's almost like the same thing here, but you just have to add the knowledge of this. So software wallets are wallets connected to the internet. You cannot hold them physically as you hold a hardware wallet. Like this, mind you, how hardware wallets work is that they're like flash drive. For some of you who have laptop, right? You know what flash is? You just plug it to your laptop and then you gain access to what is inside the flash via your laptop. That's the same way that hardware wallet. And once you plug it to your computer, you can be able to access information or the cryptocurrency that you stored in that wallet on a wallet in your what's it called? On a wallet in your in your PC, right? So software wallets are wallets that are connected to the internet. You cannot touch these ones; they are not physical, right? But you can access them via a lot of wallet apps, and they give you seed phrase or private key. So example of software wallets are MetaMask, Trust Wallets, Soulflare. So for those of you writing, the examples are not here, but I have a couple of wallets I want you guys to go and check out. Now, number one, MetaMask wallet, METAMASK. Number two, Trust Wallets, Trust and then Wallets. Number three, Phantom Wallets, Phantom Wallets, PHANTOM. Number five, Magic Eden, MAGIC, Magic and then Eden, like the Garden of Eden, EDEN, Magic Eden. And then the next one I would like you guys to also go and explore and check out is Kepler Wallet, KEPLR, KEPLR Wallets, KEPLR, KEPLR. Okay, so now this is going to be like it's a take-home assignment. But this is not the main assignment for the week. I'll share the main assignment for the week tomorrow morning, based off what we have learned in these classes. So this is what it's going to look like. We are going to download this wallet, everybody. Like, open a wallet, save. You're going to see, it's either you're going to be seeing seed freeze. Some of them have 12, some of them have 24. They're like random words. You see things like home, broom, television, cats, goat, Ibadan, Moscow, California, candle. So you're going to see those words. Ensure you write them down in your book. And mind you, those words are very, very important. They are the private. They are like private. You understand? They're not supposed to make it out there. It's not something you screenshot and you're posting online or something that I've opened my first wallet and you're showing that. Anybody who have access to that can have access to your wallet, and then your money is what? Your money is gone. I hope that is making sense. So all this wallet I mentioned, ensure you go and open them. Everybody, once you download them within the weekend and you have opened an account, send a screenshot, right, of what the wallet interface looks like and share it in the group. You can always tag me. Okay, when you tag me, I'll know that you have done it. Mind you, I've been giving like small side assignments since I've been doing this thing. It's very important you do them, because if they will not be beneficial to you, I wouldn't give them to you. And why I give assignments is this: I am a student. I am done with secondary school. I'm done with my first degree. I'm currently a master's student, and I'm almost done with my master's. So I understand very much about the conventional system of learning. But what I'm trying to say is, when I give assignments, I want you to go, and it's a moment of self-exploration where you are able to explore and find things out without the knowledge of a teacher or a tutor. It's always satisfying to see that on your own you're able to discover this, discover that. So when we give you assignments, don't just look at it as it's not different from this assignment that they give us in school. Here in crypto it's an action word. You actually learn, you do more. I hope that makes sense. So now, this is like the software wallet. So now I want to compare hot and software wallets, cold and hardware wallets. Someone has a question. Can you unmute yourself and ask? Cynthia Anwuka, unmute yourself and ask your question. Is it a question you have or what? Chinaza James. Wait, can you guys hear me? Unmute yourself. If you're talking, I can't hear you. There is like a microphone button. So just tap it.
Okay, sir. It's like it seems you skip the paper wallet.
Okay. Cynthia Unka, I want to say something. Okay, Chinada James, thank you very much for bringing my attention to that. I skipped paper wallets. That's actually like a very, very big one. It shows that you're following, right? So now, everybody, go and add, in addition to your assignments, go and check out what paper wallets are, what are examples of paper wallets, and how do they operate. So just go and write a little bit about paper wallets. I would have loved to say it here, but there's actually a reason why I jumped it. It's part of a hardware wallet, right? It's like I said, all cold wallets, all hardware wallets are cold wallets, right? But not all cold wallets are hardware wallets is not the only type of cold wallet we have. How am I even mixing? Let me not just get you confused. Go and add it to your assignment, guys. Hardware wallets. Okay. So now the next thing we want to talk about, okay, is still on crypto wallets. So we have two types or two forms of crypto wallets. You want to write this? We have two other forms of crypto wallets, and most times you hear about them often, right? And they are simply, we know them as custodial wallets and non-custodial wallets. Custodial wallets and what? Non-custodial wallets. Custodial wallets and non-custodial wallets. For those of you like trying to write, custodial wallets and non-custodial wallets. So what are custodial wallets? Okay, let's start from non-custodial, since that's what we have here on the slide. So a non-custodial wallet is a decentralized type of wallet where the customer owns its private keys. The user gets a wallet with private keys and seed phrase and needs to write down a mnemonic phrase with which they'll be able to restore their funds. Having private keys means that you have full control over your funds. Yes. So let me explain. Non-custodial means that everything, you are the one that have it. You guys understand? Every single thing about your wallet, it is in your hand. There is nobody, even the company that has the wallet, cannot help you get your wallet if you lose your private keys or your seed phrase. That's just what this non-custodial wallet is. Do you understand? You are the one in full control. Let me give you guys a practical example. Your OPay app that you used to receive funds. Imagine we have two types of OPay app. There is the custodial OPay app and there's a non-custodial OPay app. In the non-custodial OPay app, even if you forget your password or you forget your phone number, even OPay themselves cannot help you get your app, your money out. Do you guys understand? So everything is on you. They cannot, there's no how. If you forget, there's a wallet of mine that I forget. I don't know how much is inside now. It's been a while. I think it was 2023. I tried to look for the seed phrase, but it was unfortunate that I could not find it. I'm telling you, up till now, I don't still know how to get my hands on that wallet. That is why it's always important, right? To write out your seed phrase in a book and keep it safe where nobody can see it unless somebody you trust very, 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 very well. Right? Like very, 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 very well. But most times it's always advised to keep it private, because I've seen where, you know, a lot of things happen in this crypto space whereby a wife will go and steal the seed phrase of her husband's non-custodial wallet. And then we start blaming it on trust. We say it's MetaMask that have gotten a bug, not knowing that the bug is living in the same house with the wallet owner, right? So now there's something that was added here. Sounds right, doesn't it? Yes, but keep in mind, full control of your money also means that you are the only one responsible for your funds. If your funds goes away, there is no how you can get it back. So all the wallets I gave you guys as example to go and download and navigate through. Once you download it, you create an account, navigate it, try to see everything, click everything clickable inside, so that you get to understand how it works. Anywhere you have questions, you can always ask in the WhatsApp group, right? All of them are non-custodial wallets. What about custodial wallets? So in custodial wallets, right, what they do is that they just give you wallet. They help you keep your so they help you keep your what's this word I'm trying to say? Custodial wallets help you keep your seed phrase and your private key. So most times you log in into your you log in into your custodial wallet with your email. But the thing is, if you have issues, they can always help you get it back. And examples are things like Yellow Card, Binance, Bybit, CoinW, Bybit, BitGet, and so on and so forth. I hope you understand. So most times people like this one because for a lot of people who are not very organized, this works better for them. Because if you now lost that your seed phrase, Otilo is what? Otilo. So I hope this makes a lot of sense. The best practices for secure cryptocurrency storage is what? Now for hot wallets, first is that you choose a reputable wallet provider and use strong passwords, right? That is for hot wallets. Ensure you use strong password. Now for this enable two-factor authentication to add an extra layer of security to your account. Okay. Now, this is not only for wallet. This two-factor authentication is not only for wallets, but even your Facebook, your WhatsApp, even WhatsApp now, they do two-factor authentication. Everything you have, anything that supports two-factor authentication, please kindly do it. Now, this is very important. I want you to pay very close attention to this. Avoid using public Wi-Fi when accessing your wallets and be cautious when making online transactions. Some of you, public Wi-Fi will be the end of you. As when you just reach a particular place and you just see that there's Wi-Fi here and there's no password. Hey, and you just enter the Wi-Fi, before you know, your messages are loading. You enter that website where you download movies. As you try to download a movie, and then the movie is entering, right? You try to download a movie and it's going smoothly. The next thing that will come out of your mind is that we die here. Now let me warn you, if you have, now that you guys have started and now understanding what crypto is and Web3, I would advise, please and please, ensure you stay away from most of those public Wi-Fi. Some of you might want to ask why. Let me tell you, there are a lot of public Wi-Fi that once you just connect to it, everything in your wallet will be wiped away. Every single money in your wallet will be wiped away. I've seen where it happened. So this one, nobody needs to tell me. Okay? So now, the next one is that it's a good idea to keep only a small amount of cryptocurrency in your hot wallet for everyday use and store the bulk of your digital wallet in a cold wallet. For some of you who are very, very skilled in cybersecurity, when you ask somebody that what is one of the safest way of storing information so that it cannot be hacked, when you ask a cybersecurity expert, he'll tell you that, please, anywhere you store the information, ensure that that information doesn't make it to the internet. Like maybe you have the information in your phone, but the phone is connected to the internet, just know that it's no longer safe, no matter what. Okay, so let's ensure to do that. Now, for cold wallets, right? So it's always important to keep small money, right, in your hot wallet. That's a wallet to use. Maybe you want to go out this weekend. Tomorrow is Saturday. You want to go to a park or just go and take shawarma or ice cream. So those are the kinds of money you should keep in your hot wallet. But it's always safer to keep the bulk of your money in a cold wallet. Okay. So now for cold wallet, keep your device in a secure location such as fireproof safe or a safety deposit box. So yeah, that your hardware wallet. Don't go and keep it, or don't go and tie it in. Don't just go and keep it in your wardrobe alone. When there's a fire hazard, you're most likely going to lose all your tokens. So what some people do is that when they buy the hardware wallets, right? They also buy this safe that there are all these kind of safe that you can keep things that either water or fire, or even if the fire burns for 100 years, it cannot affect anything kept inside. I think I've seen it in some high-end hotels. In some high-end hotels, I've seen like things like that. So that hardware wallet is always better to keep it there. Always keep your seed phrase safe and never share it with anyone. Regular backup your wallet to prevent the loss of your private keys. Remember what I said, Abby? That if you write out your seed phrase, ensure you keep it safe where nobody will have access to it. Now, the next one is utilize strong password. Yes, please, your password should not be, let's say, the way, for example, my name is John Paul. I'm not going to put John Paul is a good boy. That's not a password. If my name is John Paul and I want to choose a password, I can put this is a very nice password that I can use. Let's say I stay in Lagos, for example, right? And where do I stay in Lagos? Let's say I stay in Agege. So I'm going to put, my name is John Paul, right? I'll put Agege. In the Agege, my first letter A and the last letter E is going to be in capital letter, while others will be in small letter. I'll type Agege, then hashtag 54621, right? And then the next thing after that is, what will I put? I'll now put a EKO, right? I'll now put at full stop 79384. That is how passwords are supposed to be. Now, this I just cooked up this password from my head. It's not any password of anything of mine, right? So you can imagine how strong this password will be. Before somebody will come and start thinking that you went this far, it's going to be very hard. The password will be highly unguessable. That's why sometimes when you want to register for some things, they'll tell you that you need a stronger password. I hope that makes sense. So the next thing we want to talk about now is blockchain explorers. Okay, so guys, I don't want to compress two classes in one. Okay, let me end this thing before we start blockchain explorers. Oh my god, it's already 10:30. Okay. So guys, let's talk. Please, you guys have to pardon me. I might be very slow, but it's always important for me to make you understand, right? It's always important for me to make you understand so that that's why I like taking my time. Mariam said, you said, yeah, you want to say something? Unmute yourself, Mariam Saidu.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Hello, good evening. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Hello. All right. I was trying to say that I'm so sorry for joining the class late, and I had you saying some assignment. So I was trying to fix up the problem, and I had it won't work so far while I was trying to join the lesson.
So
I know some of what you said, little things about blockchain, and I know you've already gone far. So I'll like trace what you through the videos. I just need you to tell me about the assignments you gave
well, when you go through the videos, all the
in this
assignments are
lesson
in.
and the previous one.
Yes, or when you go through the videos, right? This will be uploaded on YouTube. When you go through the videos, the assignments will be uploaded there. I hope this makes sense, Mariam. Since you said you want to go through the videos
Okay,
again,
and yeah,
you'll see the
I'll get them after the lesson.
Okay, awesome. Cynthia Anwoka, you want to say something?
Yes, good evening. Sorry, my network went bad. I wanted to ask, which wallet are we going to download for the assignment that
Oh
the
my God,
students did?
you guys are dragging me back. See, for everybody who missed something, right? You don't need to call me back since this class is recorded. All you have to do is go back to the recording. Do you understand? It is about something I've said. Where you call my attention back so that we can be able to conserve time is maybe I said something that you don't understand and you need more explanation on it, or you need to understand it better. That's where I come in. You understand? You can always like ask somebody in the group, in the WhatsApp group. They will definitely answer you. I hope this makes sense. Taking me back to what I said now, I don't even remember because they're not on the slide. They came from my head. I hope that makes sense. Chinaza Okorie, you want to say something?
Good evening. I wanted to ask, what if we don't have enough space now? For now, we're going to download all the wallets. They must download all the wallets.
Ah, not enough space now. I did not think of it. It's important to download all of them. So this is what you do. Download one or download two. My goal is not just for you to download the wallet and have it. My goal is for you to know how it works. Do you understand? So you can download one, navigate it very well, understand everything about it, save your seed phrase. You can uninstall it and then install another one. Do you understand? For some of you who don't have space. But if you don't have a phone that has so much space, I'm sure you have one friend that has a phone that has plenty space that you can always, borrow to check some of these things. But in case you don't have that, you can always, when you're done with one, you uninstall and then install another one.
Okay.
So I hope that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, any other person? No question. Chinazoko, you can bring your hands down now. Okay, so like I was saying, please, next week, instead of having 3 classes, we're going to have 4. And by the end of this class, you people should tell me the day we'll be using next week to make up for that one. If not, I will come and compress. I would have rushed this class, but trust me, imagine how complex all of these things are. It's just like you never even understand. We have passed consensus mechanism, right? See how easy it is for you guys to understand. Me personally, that is teaching you blockchain consensus mechanism, it took me 1 whole year for me to understand what consensus mechanisms is. And it's not just 1 year of like almost every month I'm trying to find something or read something about it in 2019. And it was totally that not easy, right? So I'm happy that some of you guys are able to just get it once, but I need 1 day next week. So after this call on the group, if we have Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, if you people want us to either have it on Tuesday, no, it cannot be Tuesday. I think the best day we can have that class is on Thursday. We have Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I want us to finish the class by Friday. Okay, but I'll get back to you guys on that. So let's proceed. It's already time, but I'll be fast now since it's almost 9 minutes. So blockchain explorers. What are blockchain explorers? Blockchain explorers are simply there are browsers for blockchain. The way you have www.google.com. Okay. The way you have www.google.com. So that's the same way you're going to have so that's the same way you have what you have some of these explorers and how they work. So what do you search for in Google? You search who is the best player between Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi. So that's what you said you search. But when you come to blockchain explorers, it helps you to explore an entire blockchain of a particular token that you are using, or a crypto coin. Okay, so there you can see everything real time. You can see transaction blocks that are picked from mempools, mined, and then added to the blockchain. Now you can equally check the status of any transaction, whether it is pending, confirmed, done, which wallet sent it, which wallet received it, balance of any wallet, total transaction, history of any wallet at all, etc. Now let me tell you how this blockchain explorer works. Is that nobody can lie to you about anything. Blockchain is very transparent. I don't know if I said that when explaining blockchain in our previous class, but with the blockchain explorer, you can see everything in a particular blockchain, and I'm going to prove it to you. There are different blockchain explorers. Every blockchain network has its own explorer, right? So let me just do a quick practical session. Now I want to check a blockchain explorer for let's say SoulScan, because I sent a Solana wallet, right? So the name of the blockchain explorer is soulscan.io. So I'm going to show you a magic. a magic trick. Sorry, I spelled it wrongly. It's soul scan, not soul can. Please, Mesoma, confirm if they can see my screen. Okay, so it came out, right? So this is
Yes,
a blockchain explorer. Yeah, so this is a blockchain explorer. Now I want to come to our call. I want to copy the wallet address that some of us shared earlier on, right? That wallet address that they shared. So let me copy this one. This one that Mesoma shared. Mesoma, who have this wallet address?
It's my own.
The Solana own?
Oh, no. The Solana is the one you sent to me.
Oh my God, I will not come and cast myself. Come on, God. Sorry, I don't know why they're asking me to. It's like you have to connect to your wallet now in this Solana. It doesn't used to be like this before. Let me see. Okay, I think let me just use another what's it called? Let me use another email. Yep. Please, just to confirm, can you guys see my screen? Miss Oma, can you guys see my screen?
I'm just seeing a pink something. Nothing is showing.
What about now? Can you see my screen now?
Nothing is still showing now. I'm just in a pink screen.
Oh, yeah. I think it has to be so. I actually changed tabs. So, guys, sorry. I'll stop sharing and I'll resume sharing again. So, entire screen. Can you guys see my screen now?
Yes, we can see it now.
Yes.
So, what about now? Can you see it?
Yes, we can see it.
Good. So this is a blockchain explorer. It's the website is soulscan.io. I told you like is a browser where you browse things about blockchain, right? So now I copied a particular wallet address, control, let me paste it and let's search it. So there are different blockchain explorers. For some of you who want to write, you want to write Tron scan, any Tron wallet address, BSC scan, right? Ether scan. So you see this wallet now, they are giving me the whole everything in this wallet. So you can see now I have 3 tokens in this wallet, and I have Miss Billy, I have Nira. All of them are worth $3.41, and I also have Solana worth of $7 here, right? So the total amount of the wallet is almost around $10. That's what is insinuating that is inside this wallet. I don't have any soul that I'm staking. Are you guys seeing the movement of my mouse?
Yes, we are seeing it.
Good. Now you can see funded by, that means who sent this money? Who sent money to this wallet? They even gave me the name of the wallet that sent money to this one. Let me copy it. Then I tell you in blockchain, but if you got, it's just like you can be a detective here. Now, when last did I use this wallet? This is the signature of the transaction. This is the block. 5 months ago, I transferred from this wallet, right? The value of Solana I transferred is this amount to this. It shows that it's been long that I use this particular wallet. Now, I can check transfers. Are you seeing the transfers? So you can see this is $1.64, 1.99, 0.00, like 6 zeros, then 1, 2. Are you guys seeing? So this is like everything I've done in this wallet. Soon I'm going to teach you guys. I think when we proceed, I'm going to teach you guys how to read and understand all of this data here, right? Which DeFi activities did I do? No. Did I do any NFT activities on this wallet? No. What are the balance changes now? You see balance changes. So like this now, do you know why this is very crazy? If I have your wallet address now, you can tell me that, please, oh, borrow me money. I am hungry. I've not eaten for 5 days. I'll be like, and go and find something I eat now. And I'll be like, it's not as if I can't eat anything. It's just that I don't have money. I will know that you are lying. I don't know if you understand. I will know that what you are lying. Now I want to paste another wallet address here. Let me check this wallet now. Right, the wallet that is funding that wallet. Okay, there are 9 tokens in this wallet. Look at it. EDAS, dollar pound, stream flow, iLoop, stake. Wow, this is all the tokens in this wallet, right? So am I staking anything in this wallet? No, right? So what is in this wallet? Look at different interactions that's happened in this wallet. Okay, let's look at transfers. So when was the last time? 1 month ago, $7 was transferred out of this wallet, right? So look at how it works. The transfer, right, is from this one. This is the wallet address of this particular wallet that I'm scanning. So if you see it under from, that is the money left this wallet to another wallet, which is this one. Do you understand? So this one too, he left. This is $2.3. You know, 1 month ago. Look at the worth of the amount that has been leaving this wallet. You can even like push. You can show this is 10 per page. I can move it as I want to be seeing 60 transactions per page. You're going to see, instead of showing me only 10 transactions, it's going to show me 60. Are you seeing it? Are you guys seeing it? Look at different things. 6.58, 6.53. So this is just I can see everything you did. This is $900. This is $900. This is 0.03. This is $11. This is 10.2. Like a lot of transactions have gone here. Have gone on here, right? A lot of transactions. You guys can see 8 months ago, 8 months ago, 7 months ago, 5 months, 3 months, 1 month. I don't know if you guys can see. So this is just how this thing is. This is how a what am I trying to say? This is how a blockchain explorer is. I know our time is fast spent. I'm almost done. So for examples, right? This is how it is. Some common explorers are blockchain.com explorer. This one is for Bitcoin. Mind you, please, I need to say this and I need to give these clarifications. If you have not listened to all this one, I need to listen to this particular thing I'm about to say. Now, every blockchain has its own explorer. I cannot take a wallet address from Ethereum blockchain and go and search about the wallet on Solana Explorer. It will never work. Ethereum wallet addresses should be searched in Ethereum blockchain, right? Solana wallet addresses should be searched on what? Solana blockchain. It does not happen by mistake. This one now, so some of you would want to go and check. www.blockchain.com is for Bitcoin blockchain. www.etherscan.io is for Ethereum blockchain. www.bscscan.io is for what? BSC this thing. Tron scan is for Tron. Polygon scan is for what? Is for Polygon blockchain. I hope all of this makes sense. Okay, so now the next thing we want to do is the difference between public and private keys. I spoke in our last class that blockchain uses cryptography. Hello guys, please, if you are here, can you type I am here? Type I am here in the chat box. All of you that are here, can you type I am here? I know our time is fast spent, but please pardon me. In the next 10 minutes, I should be done. Okay, and I'll be out of your faces. I know some of you don't like to see me. So do I have permission to take 15 minutes of your time? I know our time is already spent. Do I have permission to take 15 minutes just to sum up the class today? Do I have 15 minutes? Trust me, if you don't want to give it, it's fine. I understand. Okay, I should go ahead. Are you sure? Where is what's his name? Where is Emmanuel? Emmanuel, you're not typing. Oh, I think he left the call. Okay, Salome, that is Emmanuel. Emmanuel of Salome. Is he here?
Yes, sir, you can go ahead. You can go ahead.
Okay, then awesome. So, public keys and private keys. Now, what is even this public key and what is private key? It's very simple. Public keys is the key that the public can see, while private keys is the key that you're supposed to keep to yourself. Because if people outside see it, it's going to have what? An issue. So a public key address is randomly generated set of numbers and letters which represent something similar to a bank account number. You can freely share your public address with others. That's way people can send cryptocurrencies to your address. Now, your public key is like your wallet address. Are you guys getting me? Your public key is what? Is your wallet address. You see now, some of you think that, since it's my wallet address, they can't use it to hack my wallet. Anybody can have it. Have you guys seen the level of the amount of information I was able to get from just being this thing? Do you guys see the amount of information I was able to get by just with only one wallet address? You see how many things I've been able to do. I was digging different information, right? So it's also important that you it's also important that you understand that it's not everybody that deserves what your wallet address. Another issue again, the next thing again is the private key. Private key on the other hand should be private. It's like a PIN, right? A verification code that you're supposed to use to access your wallet. It's not what everybody is supposed to get. So I hope I'm making sense. That is just the difference between public and private key. So what are forms of private key? We have different forms of private keys, right? So number one is the mnemonic or the seed phrase, which is what I told you. The mnemonic or seed phrase is just like the mnemonic or seed phrase is just like what's the word I'm trying to use here? Like those different words that I'm trying to explain to you. Now, mnemonics is just like, instead of putting a password, you know how you guys use mnemonics to cram things in secondary school. For example, if you ask me now, Miracle, can you list the 9 planets that we have? I'll start with Mercury, Venus, Earth, Jupiter. It's going to be very hard for me, but I can use a mnemonic of my very educated mother just showed us 9 planets. My Mercury, very Venus, educated Earth, mother, Mars. I don't know if you understand. Those mnemonics that I'm using, that is what I use to remember this. If you ask me, I am a science student. That Miracle, can you recite the first 20 elements? You know, hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon. I might not be able to do that, but there is this mnemonic that they used to use. Hello, helium. I can't still remember it. I think it was secondary school. or he has large brain but cannot mention. Oh God, I've forgotten those mnemonics. But for some of you who understand, you get what I'm trying to say, right? Those are how your mnemonics are being made as password for your wallet. Now, there's a long binary code of 256 characters. Now, when we say binaries, binary includes what? Zeros and what? And one. Now, there's also a 64-digit hexadecimal code. There's also what? QR code. You can generate a public key with a private key, but doing the opposite is practically impossible because of the one-way trapdoor function. Now, with you can generate your wallet. For those of you asking wallet address, you need to have your seed phrase or your private keys first. Right? Your private keys can be different things. It can be wallet address, it can be seed phrase, it can be 64-digit hexadecimal code, it can be a QR code, it can be what? A 256 character long binary code, right? So you are only able to generate a wallet address when you have opened a wallet successfully, when you have a private key, right? It is a private key that helps you generate what? A public key. Okay, this is the practical session, and I've done it, right? Let's practicalize tracking a transaction using its address. I did this when I was trying to explain blockchain explorers. Please, if you remember what I did, can you type yes, carry on? Just to be sure. Can you just type yes, carry on? What I did, the practical session now that is on the slide, right? It shows that I'm supposed to do a practical session with you guys here. But I did it earlier on, right? Where I was able to show you guys a thing about blockchain explorer, how you can track transaction, you paste the wallet address of something somewhere and all of that. Okay? Okay. Awesome. Carry on, carry on, carry on. Sorry, Emmanuel of Salome. Yeah, when we are done with this class, when I end this class, kindly send me a DM on WhatsApp. Hope you're in a WhatsApp group. Send me a
Yes,
DM on
sir.
WhatsApp.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So what am I trying to do? I'm trying to do this. Okay. So now, thanks for attending tonight's class. So now it's question time, guys. Let's walk through questions. We have come to the end of today's class. Okay, so let's see how many of us have questions. There's something you want to ask, something you don't understand very well. Okay, Chinaza will call you. Please, you can fire on with your question, Chinaza.
Okay, sir. I don't know. I've been hearing seed phrase, seed phrase. So I thought it's like a private key. But then I don't know, it's like I'm confused. Is it a private key or what?
Yes, seed phrase is